guys, Wayne here, back out on the lake shore doing some fishing. So thought I'd turn the camera on. Don't know how interesting this is going to be, but I'm hoping that we catch something to take home and do some eating. I've been out here for probably about 15-20 minutes so far. I've been getting little bites here and there. Nothing to account for much. I keep getting them little ones, like the little bait nabbers. I can feel them hitting my pole right now, but I guarantee you they're the small ones. I don't know how well you can see this. They took my bait. Oh, and I tried something a little different. Somebody told me, and I don't like doing this, but I thought I'd give it a try. Somebody said tie the hook directly to the line and then give yourself about a 2-foot lead there off your sinker. So I'm going to try it. I've got my other pole in the water. That one there has got the regular setup like I did on one of my other videos that you guys can go check out. But yeah, we're gonna try it. I'm willing to try it if it's gonna catch me some fish. So let's rebait this and see if we can't catch us some fish. I'm hoping to get me a really good mess of them. They're just nabbing my bait. And I've got a small hook on here too. I'm just wondering if it's because of the way the hook is on the line, if that's the reason they're not really hooking, or if they're just so small they're just nibbling at it. But I can feel them hitting and they're still on my bait. If they keep doing that, I'm going to try something a little bit different. Okay, let's sit out here for a little bit and see if we can't catch something. Well, easy fella. Got one. He's on the verge. Small keeper. Very small. I'm going to go ahead and string him only because in case I don't catch many, I want to make sure I have a mess. Now if I catch some really big ones, I'll probably let him go, but I'm going to go ahead and keep this one. Alright, I got him on the stringer. Let's rebait the hook and try it again. I moved the camera a little bit. Maybe give you guys just a better angle. I don't know how well you'll be able to hear me. Sun's starting to come out, which is good. Alright, let's try this again. I caught that last fish on that rig. that I never really did like to do. I always liked to either have a swivel or a leader. But this is tied directly to the line, and I've never really been a fan of it. But if it catches me some fish, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, now we wait. This one is definitely too small. It's almost a fish. That's funny. It hits like a bass, but you pull it up and it ain't nothing. That's funny. But we'll keep trying. This one's not a bad size, but still smaller than what I like, but I can string it, so we're going to go ahead and put her on the stringer and try to catch some more. Not too bad. Could be a little bit bigger. Somebody's shooting. Try to do this without dropping him. Not too bad. Caught a little bit more. Not a lot. Nothing to get excited about. The ones that are kind of smaller, I'm going to use as cut bait. So let's keep going. Now that's what I'm talking about. I really was talking about it. That's not bad at all. Pretty little fish. He's definitely going to be eat. What I started doing was casting out farther that way with my 33. So I'm hoping, because I've been fishing this area quite a bit, getting kind of small ones, but I've been casting over there and getting kind of big ones. So we'll try it. It's not a bad little fish. Well, I'm headed back home, and fishing was okay, but it started sprinkling. Some rain, not bad, just sprinkling a little bit, and I didn't want to have my camera out, so I put it in the tackle box to keep it dry. So what we'll do is I'll take these fish that I've got, take them home. I'll show you a different way that you can clean them, and we might even cook them up. So just stay tuned with me, and that's what we'll do. Well, I'm home now, and I wanted to show you guys my catch. I also want to show you this, the dangers of using a stringer instead of a wire basket. Turtle's got a hold of it. Right there, and right there. But, all in all, as soon as I can afford a basket, I'm going to get a basket, but that's a pretty good mess. So, let's get them cleaned up and see how we're going to cook them. Okay, so I'm going to show you another way that I like to clean these, besides filleting them. These bluegill have these real nice fins here that need to come off. So take your handy dandy kitchen shears, which is probably the easiest way. Come in behind them and just snip them off. It will be a little hard. They're pretty tough, but nothing you can't handle. You can go down on the bottom, do the same thing. Now, take the back of a spoon or the back of a knife or really anything to start scaling. And this part doesn't take long at all. I mean, this is relatively easy. Just get all the scales off. Go to the other side. Okay. Take your handy dandy fillet knife and cut down like you would if you were going to fillet it. Just like that. Flip it over to the other side. Just like that. I always like to go down right here. Go down through the spine. The head will come off. I grab it and I stick my finger down in there and I rip everything out with the head. And you just got a little bit to clean out. Clean all that nice stuff out there. Then I will take this is what we're going to fry up, and I'll put it into a sieve and wash it out real good. And then the heads and the guts I will put over for the chickens. So that is how that right there, that's where that turtle got into that. See, it's best to have a basket, I tell you, but all I have is a stringer, so I'm going to have to be more careful. This here can still be ate. We'll just lop the tail off there and eat this part. But okay, that's how I clean them. So now let me finish up on the rest of them, and we will go inside and start cooking. Okay, so to season these, what I'm going to do, and I have washed all these out, I'm going to just salt and pepper on the outside. Then I'm going to put some garlic powder. Some onion powder. Flip them over and do the same thing. Then I'm going to make sure that the inside is done as well. It doesn't have to be as much. I just like to get some in there. Okay, so let me finish up seasoning all these and then we'll move on from there. Okay, so what I've got here is some toasted breadcrumbs, one of my favorite things to use. And I'm going to just basically dredge it in the breadcrumbs. Now you can season the breadcrumbs itself instead of seasoning the meat. I like doing it this way, but this is the way you want to do it, right? So we're just going to throw that in there, get it nice and covered. Make sure you get some on the inside as well. And lay it aside and just keep doing that with all of them. Okay, so we'll get these dredged up and then we'll get them in the fryer. Okay, so now we're ready to put it in the deep fryer. I usually lay 1 or 2 or 3, just depends on how big they are. In the basket. Lower it down. And now, I don't really know the cooking time. It all depends on the size of the fish, but I would say check it at 1 minute and then check it every 30 seconds after that. You want it to come out looking nice and brown and delicious, and so I don't really know the cooking time, but you can play around with that at home. So what we'll do is let these cook, and then we'll come back. Okay, let's pull these out. That's looking good to me. Tails are nice and crispy. Dump those out. Let me cook the rest of them, and then we'll do the taste test. Okay, so I wanted to show you this. With this method here, of course, you're going to have to mind the bones. If you didn't want to mess with the bones, you could fillet them. But I wanted to show you this method. So you can usually just take the meat right off. It usually just peels right off. But you will have to mind the bones. So just be careful whenever you do that, because there's little pin bones in there that will get caught in your throat if you're not careful. So, alright, so let's go ahead now and do the taste test. Okay, now it's time for the taste test. Oh, that's fantastic. It's great. The fish is nice and tender, the outside is crispy. Oh, and in case you're wondering, because I know somebody's going to ask me, do I eat the tails? Yes, I do. They're like little crackers. And that seasoning on there, good to go. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Not only did I get to spend a few hours on the lakeshore this morning, but I also am going to have a nice meal that didn't come out of my grocery budget. So, you can't beat that. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.